last time we talked about how um, the secular worldview leads to a drive towards utopia, I should say, an intensified drive towards utopia, where they sort of need utopia right now so that they can so they can ward off the all the complaints that would come from the nihilist direction. Um, and this is sort of a parallel. It's a separate issue, but it sort of compounds with that, which is that the highest, like if you just look at the world and you put yourself in the mindset of someone who's secular, or maybe you believe in secularism, there really isn't something higher that you can conceive of than working to govern large scale human interaction. You can make sort of a case for the independent inventor science track, but a few people will be attracted to that, totally fulfilled by that. That's great. But for the most part, that's not, even if that was a lot of people, there's only a few people who make the biggest contributions. So that's a really narrow field with high competition at the top. So what you're left with is what really makes a difference in the world and in the large groups of people's lives is governance, is putting in place laws and trying to direct the development of people and the world as a whole through social governance. So that becomes sort of the pinnacle of all achievement and the highest thing to strive for. You know, you sort of have, like Harari's view, you have, well, if you're not interested in globalism, then you must be a nihilist because you just must not care about anything. Because clearly, if you cared about something, the most important thing to care about would be being the ones in charge and making things are on track according to our plan of things. So this what this does is it sets up politics to be the highest virtue and the thing to be strived after the most. And that I think bleeds right into everything becoming politicized, like we're seeing nowadays. Douglas Murray does a great job covering it in his book, The Madness of Crowds. But, you know, you can't just sit down and enjoy a sports game anymore. Politics is injected from the outside. And if you complain about it, then people remind you that everything you do is a political act, including watching sports. And if you're watching sports, not thinking of it as a political act, then you are participating in whatever cultural suppression. So it really just makes everything suck a lot more because everything becomes political and politics becomes the be all and all of everything.